The Crusades, 9 military campaigns over 2 centuries, millions of lives lost, wounds that shaped the relationship between Islam and the West for 1,000 years. Here is what actually happened from both sides. What started them? In 1095, Pope Urban II called for a military expedition to recapture Jerusalem from Muslim rule. He promised those who went the complete forgiveness of their sins. Knights, nobles, and common people across Europe responded in large numbers. The First Crusade was launched. Why Jerusalem? Because it was sacred to Christians as the site of Christ's death and resurrection. Also deeply sacred to Muslims, the third holiest city in Islam, and the site of the Prophet's miraculous night journey described in the Quran. And sacred to Jews as the site of the ancient temple. 3 faiths, 1 city. A conflict that was perhaps inevitable given the depth of those claims. What happened in Jerusalem? 1099. When Crusader forces took Jerusalem in July 1099, they massacred the population. Muslims and Jews were killed without distinction. Contemporary accounts, including from the Crusaders themselves, describe the streets running with blood. Historians debate exact numbers, but the massacre was real, extensive, and extreme. For the Muslim world, it was a wound that entered deep historical memory and has never left it since. Saladin and the Reconquest, 1187. 90 years later, the Kurdish Muslim general Salah ad-Din, Saladin to the west, retook Jerusalem. His conduct stood in stark contrast to what the Crusaders had done in 1099. He allowed the Christian population to leave the city safely. He did not massacre anyone. He protected churches and permitted Christian pilgrims to continue visiting freely. Saladin became a figure of admiration even among his Christian enemies across Europe, honored for his chivalry and justice by people actively at war with him. His reputation transcended the lines of faith. The later Crusades. The Crusades continued for another century after Saladin's reconquest. The Fourth Crusade famously sacked the Christian city of Constantinople rather than fighting Muslims, a moment of extraordinary historical irony. By the late 13th century, the Crusader presence in the Holy Land had ended completely, with Muslim forces prevailing. The legacy. The wounds did not end with the fighting. The image of Western aggression against Muslim lands entered Islamic historical memory, where it remains active today. The image of Islamic resistance entered Western historical memory, where it also remains active. Both images still directly shape politics, diplomacy, and conflict in the 21st century. Like if history surprised you, share with someone who only knows one side. Subscribe, Truth Every Day. And if you want to understand the full history, I have left a book recommendation in the description. I'm Noor. This is Islam with Noor. Thank you for listening.